All right, so hey, what's going on, guys? So for repair today, what I have is this Samsung um, A20, right? So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do a screen repair. That's what I was looking for. I was zoned out for a second there because I was trying to find my light right over here. There we go. Gives me a little bit more light over here. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take this thing apart and put it in the new screen that we have here, right? And this is only gonna take, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes, right? The first thing I do is I got a hot plate right here that you guys cannot see, and that's what I have it on. You don't need one of these in order to do this repair. You can just use whatever tools you've used in the past on repairs to remove the back. That's all up to you. You don't have to have these tools. You can just simply get some alcohol and just put it down the side of it. And I don't even think this thing has very light adhesive, so you don't really have to worry that much about it. These things just have a plastic back, and I have these really. I'll show you what I have. Super nice. I forgot how much I paid for the pack. Mobile Centrics has them. It's these Mobile Centric. They're kind of like, I call them plastic cards. So instead of regular playing cards, is what I used to use before. I use these plastic cards, and they do real good at once you get this thing opened up. I use a metal one first, and then I'll come back with the plastic, kind of stick the plastic there. And if there's any kind of adhesive there, the plastic will just cut right through it. Simple, straight. And you don't have to worry about what happens is sometimes when you use the metal pry tools, they'll peel away the paint. Or the plastic one, like this one, you don't have to worry about the paint being peeled away. It won't peel away the paint. And as you can see, I'm just going around this thing nice and easy. I'm not using too much force. Just keep going around. I believe that these backs do break, so you want to be careful with those. If you feel like it's getting too tight, just put some more alcohol on it, and then just keep sliding your tools. The alcohol will loosen up the adhesive and make it a little bit easier for you to slide your tool all around the edge and kind of loosen this thing up so you can get the back off and get this repair done. So just be careful. Like I said, a lot of alcohol. Don't really need the hot plate to do this. Right, and there we go. I have the back raised off of here now. Right, there we go. This might be my first time, I believe, working on a A20. I've worked on A10s. I've worked on a couple different A series phones already. Just never an A20. But nevertheless, I'm just checking the camera, making sure that nobody walks in. I mean, I do have an alarm system and stuff like that, but every now and then I like to just do a visual check. So I'm gonna keep peeling off all this adhesive because I'm gonna put new adhesive down or new double side tape down, which will hold the back on here, and it'll work out. So just keep on watching. If you have a similar repair, let's go ahead and let's actually share this video online. So where's our share button? Let's grab this video, copy, post it on our Facebook. Let's get the word out there. So while Facebook is loading up, and just remove all the old adhesive. That's what I'm doing right now. That's what I'd suggest if you're doing one of these repairs. Just go ahead and remove it. You're better off using your own double side tape and follow the double side tape with some B7000, B9000, whichever one you have. Just go ahead and use some of that along with some double side tape. The double side tape with the, I like to call it like a liquid adhesive and a tape adhesive together. It makes a really solid bond, and it kind of water, make it water resistant again, but it's not perfect. It's just, it works pretty good. Wouldn't suggest sending my customer back outside to run around in the rain or anything like that after this repair. I think regardless, even a brand new phone, I'd be cautious. I mean, I've replaced the back on my Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus, and I don't have any problems with it. And I've been in the rain, a few times. I'm careful with it. You should do the same. Okay, let's. Okay, I think we're done there with sharing that. So let's go ahead and let's move forward. I got a little piece of magnet in here that I like to use also. I think it's in here. Hopefully, I'll cut my finger with the glass that surrounds it. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that right there on top of the back for this phone. So when I remove these screws, I have somewhere that I can just simply just throw these screws and they'll stay there because that magnet will help hold them in place. So this screwdriver head is actually broken. Wow. Okay, so that's broken. That's no good. Let's grab one of our other Phillips head. We'll still grab the screws and just throw them over here. Most of my tools, I get them from Mobile Centrics, just in case you're wondering. No sponsorship. Just telling you guys just to get, if you're looking for some tools, not saying that they're the best place to get tools or anything. Just telling you guys that's where I get my tools from. I pick through and I find what I need. Or just buy whatever tool I see that, looks like it could possibly be used for something. And then I try and see where it works in my work job. All right, let's keep going. Let's share this to another page. All right, so just keep taking out all these screws. We have, let me just finish up here, then we'll count these screws and see how many we have. This is the first time I'm seeing one that actually holds this button down. Usually the button, thumbprint reader, usually it's stuck to the back right here. And maybe it was at one point. Maybe this thing is a refurbished phone. I'm not 100% sure, but it just kind of seems like that unless in the factory they just didn't put one on, whatever. Which I've seen that happen before, where phones brand new and they forget like a double side tape on one component or something like that. All right, so what we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 screws. That's what it looks like. I don't think we have any more underneath here. I just think this is battery and stuff like that. I'm just gonna finish going around the edge though and remove all the double side tape. Like I said, that way I can put the new one down, and then I'll clean this also with some alcohol and get the old glue off completely. So when I put the new one down, it has a clean surface to stick to, and we won't have any bonding issues, hopefully. Sometimes we still do, even after we clean up as best as we can, we still have issues with adhesive bonding or whatever. So, but we still do try our best to clean up. Okay. So this is just routine, like I said, cleaning up, kind of getting all the old glue off. It's the best that I can. Like that. Okay. I think that looks good. That, I mean, you don't have to spend too much time on this. The surface don't have to be perfect. I think regardless, it's gonna hold. I've never had one of these returned for like lifting or anything like that yet. All right. So let's go ahead and let's pull this edge off. We still can use this plastic tool again if I get it in between here. And no, it just keeps bending. Nope. Oh, might have gotten it here. Yep. So we got it between the volume buttons, which is the easiest spot to also break. So just keep that in mind also, because every time I've done one of these, like not one of these, sorry, every time I've done like a phone that has a similar um, volume rocker, usually that part of the plastic breaks very easily. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this repair. Also, don't forget to get that SIM card tray out of there. That's what I just popped out was a SIM card tray. That's this side also over here where the SIM card tray is. Just be very careful with over there also because it's the same where it's very easy to break that side of the phone because the SIM card tray there's not much plastic here, that's keeping it close to the frame. So just be aware of that. There we go. We have the back off now. We can see all the internal. Okay. First thing, disconnect your battery. Okay. Before you start disconnecting any other part, disconnect your battery. Very important. Okay. And we do have some more screws down here at the bottom for the speaker. Right. So let's look and see how much moving parts we're gonna have down there and how many. Okay, so let's do down here first because we have these screws down here. So once we put this part in, we can actually screw it in and secure it in place. So I this I'm just thinking that's gonna work out a lot better for me. Trying to be very careful when I choose my words. So you'll hear me stutter a lot. I'm just thinking through it. And I try to be careful of my words because there's multiple ways to do this and get the a good result. So I don't want to, say this is the way to do it as if I, know the best way to do it. think only Samsung could tell you the best way to do it because, I mean, this is their invention, their thing right here. So let's continue. So I just took this charging port cable out and headphone jack out of the bottom right here. I'm just looking at the one that I bought from Mobile Centrics and making sure that all the connection here are the same that I have here and I don't have to replace anything else. Otherwise, from the vibrating motor, right, and charging port, wrong way. Right, move that over to the side so you guys can see what's happening here. Okay, it looks like it's seated in there. Oh, what else do we have? We have this cord that runs right here, and then it stops right here. So this is covering over that connector. Yep. So we'll go ahead and we'll remove this connector and we'll run it right now. And that way, when it's time for it to get connected to the board, it's pre-ran. Be that bad. But these cords can be a pain sometimes. They're usually for antennas, so be very careful with them. If you break them, you're gonna have to replace them. There's no way around it. I mean, you probably could find another one that you have laying around. That's the only workaround. Okay, there we go. Now, I did not put these screws with the other screws because I wanted these just right here. They're easily available for me, and I wouldn't get them even somewhat mixed up with the other ones, except for maybe where they go, which I'll worry about later on. Once I go to put the actual back covering on, I can move these screws around into the place that they actually go. So I'm not really worried about it right now. Just worried about getting this thing back together. If you want to find out where these screws go, just turn this over, and wherever there are screws here, then screws over here obviously fill the other holes that are not filled. So there we go. All right, so those screws are put back in. That's how I do a phone that I don't have any idea, or not any idea, but I don't know exactly where all the screws go. If it's a similar setup like this, that's how I go back over it and try to figure out where those screws go. Okay. There we go. We have the board out. Now that we have the board out, we also need to take this earpiece out. We already got the camera plastic. I don't know what you want to call that. That's already there. These are already here. And we need the volume rocker. Do we need that? Yep. Looks like we need this whole side piece right here out and then put into here. So let's see how we're gonna peel this up. All right, give me a second here, guys. I had a customer that walked in. Yeah, if they want pictures, it's probably about $150. Yeah, I can't talk too much because I'm on a video. definitely have to order a party for it though. Definitely has to order the parties. Definitely. All right. Sorry about that, guys. So let's get back to this video. All right. So we were removing this side tape right here to try to get to the rockers. So I'm peeling this tape off. Give me a second. Neil, I can't talk right now. Sorry. It's about 100. He's better off buying another one of these T-Mobile phones. It's about $90 for him to buy another one. It's cheaper for him to buy another one. The phone is cheaper. It's cheaper to buy another phone. All right. Okay. All right. Yep. Yep. All right. Sorry about that, guys. A lot going on there. But that was my cousin. He brought a customer phone. I still get referrals like that from family members and stuff like that, which is really awesome. To still have, your family support, right? So we took this volume rocker off. Sorry, I didn't get to communicate very well with that while I was doing it because I had the phone in my ear and everything else, and I have a time constraint, right? So I kind of okay. So we're gonna have to pull this back off. It's not sitting right, and okay, let's pull that back off. Trying to find that black tape that I just had over this, but if I rewatch the video, or whatever, I realize that I put it down somewhere here. You see all those screws falling? This is what happens, like after I fix something the first time or go through it the first time, whenever I go back, seems like I go back and I'm just sloppy about it. I don't, really pay much attention to it. It's not good at all. So this is not this board is not sitting in here properly. Plus you have to slide. Looks like I have to slide piece in first. There we go. So what I did was I kind of reversed it, slide it in, and then I came back and put the front part in, and that worked out a lot better than whatever I was doing before. There we go. We have that board in. Now this should sit all the way across flat. There we go. So now we have it sitting flat. Before it was kind of tilted up a little bit. That's why I noticed there was something wrong. And it would have made it worse whenever I went to go put the back on it. It wouldn't have sit properly. So that's a good catch. That's a good find right there. And later on in the process of putting this whole thing back. I think what happens is a lot of customers, when they ask for like, for instance, that customer had an iPhone 7, they only wanted pictures from it and it was water damage. I think a lot of customers don't realize what it takes to get data off of a phone. And when it's water damage, it's not easier. I mean, it's just, it's even harder because you don't know how long it's been sitting there. Once you open it up, then it's a whirl of, you might need a screen. You might need a lot of parts just to get that phone working again. But to a customer, they just see, it's just some water. You just clean it up and it works again. That's not necessarily true. There is shops locally that do, you know, offer that service for cheap, and it never gets done. Right? It never, at least not that cheap. It usually ends up right back on my desk, and then once I give them the price, then it never goes any further than that. Don't remember which way it was facing. Maybe like that. Maybe not like that. Maybe this. Like that, maybe. Don't know. Okay, so let's move on to taking out the earpiece. Earpiece is out. Main board is in place. Won't connect these yet. We'll just kind of let those hang. The main board does have one screw that holds it in place, and that screw is located right here. And that's not sitting correctly either. And this board slides to the side and then sits in place, okay? Just remember this side goes in, the volume side um, goes in first, and then the board sits in place, just in case you're doing this. It's just another, um, it's a little gem I'm dropping in there for you guys. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put that back on the warmer with the battery in there. I'm gonna get it heated up a little bit. That way the battery's a little bit easier to get out. Okay, not too much. And I like to go live, but it's like the unprompt things like that happens. Family members stop by, friends stop by, and just kind of talk and hang out for a little bit. That's why sometimes it's hard for me to get these videos recorded or go live. I should say I probably could record a lot more videos, but if I did, then I'd have to be doing a lot more editing, and I don't really want to do any editing. guess you get more views if your video is well edited and so on and so forth. But not really chasing those dreams. All right, put my gloves back on. Grab the screen off of here. Let the alcohol do its work in between here. I'm going to see if I can see it coming out the bottom. Yep, see it already. So I'm going to slide my plastic here underneath this battery, or at least try to. I have had one battery accident before. Uh, there we go. I'm just sliding the card back and forth and getting the battery out. There we go. We got that battery out. Okay, time to clean it off. That way it's dry. And let's put some double side tape down to hold the battery back in place. So we just need two long strips. No, actually, they got adhesive already here, so no need for that. There we go. So when I'm installing batteries, I like to connect them. That way I kind of get the placement for the battery and then I lay the battery in. I never try to just place the battery in. 1 second, guys. Prepaid connect. Hello. What's up, Professor? I am live right now. Can I click back? Sorry about that. Daughter call. Okay. So there we go. We have our screen in place and our battery in place, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop our back cover back on here. I don't see anything else that's missing. I'm going to double check that this frame though and see if there's anything that possibly would just fall out and I could install it. Oh, so sometimes on the LG phones inside here they might have like rubber dishwashers or something in here to kind of hold cameras and microphone in place and all that stuff. On this Samsung A20, they don't have any, but I just wanted to double check to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. And when I go to put this phone together, I'm not like, oh man, I forgot, blah, blah, blah. So either way, it looks good. Let's go ahead and snap this back on and secure it with the screws, and we should be good, I think. Let's go ahead and feel these buttons. Yep, these buttons feels good. Let's go ahead and power it up. And there we go. We have power on the screen and we got the Samsung logo and we're booting up, right? So that looks pretty good to me. Let's go ahead and finish off this repair by putting the screws back in and also our SIM card. So go ahead and SIM card is in. And I think one of the problems that I've ran into with these A series phones, sound quality, sound issue. is the only thing I have heard. Have I've sold. I think I sold one of them to a customer. I've sold multiple, but one of them that I sold to a customer, they complained that the sound was low and the speaker wasn't blown or anything like that. And this customer is complaining about the exact same thing. They're saying that, hey, the earpiece is low and it's popping, and what can I do? Is there a way to make it louder? And I told her I don't believe so. I think that that's just part of these A series phones. The sound quality on them is not very good. I mean, you know, kind of get what you pay for. I think Samsung did a great job on them. The phone is sleek. Um, looks nice, feels good on the hand, but it's still, the parts that have to be used in order to make an affordable phone at this cost, at this price range is not going to be, top of the line. I don't think, at least not for the company to make money the way they need to or want to or whatever. So we're gonna finish putting all these screws back in, and I think after that we should be good. I mean, if you guys wanna see the adhesive of the back go on and how I would do that, then you know what? Maybe I'll see that for another video. Where are we at on this one? We're at what, 17 minutes? It looks like we're pretty deep in this one. So we're just gonna end this one right here. We're not gonna go any further. Putting on the back of this one. I mean, obviously, if I've gotten this far, I am gonna put on the back for the customer. So I mean, there's no need for me to have you guys watch this and drag out this video. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.